U.S. Marines and allied partners are driving head-on into this year's Koolendong exercise. Right now, I'm at the assembly area on Bradshaw Training Grounds in Australia, where U.S. Marines and allied forces get ready to kick off Exercise Koolendong 2016.
Exercise Koolendong is necessary because this is the first opportunity for Marine Rotational Force Darwin to come together as an entirely functional Marine Air-Ground Task Force. So our allied partners bring added capability to the exercise down here. The French bring an additional infantry component, and the Australians are bringing along with them an artillery component. It gives us a capability we don't have organic to our MAGTF. So this is an opportunity for us to practice and train outside of a real combat environment that simulates very closely what we would experience forward deployed.
Operating anywhere and at any time is a realistic expectation that every leader tries to instill within their Marines.
What you're seeing out here today is the Combined Anti-Armor Team working on meeting engagements as if they were doing a route reconnaissance patrol, and then the enemy presented itself. So what you're seeing is us closing on the enemy and continuing to refine our immediate action drills in support of the upcoming attacks. Australia is critical. They are a critical ally to the U.S., so building relationships is number one. Secondly, is it provides another unique training venue that we cannot mimic back in the United States. I would like my men to walk out of Exercise Koolendong fully confident that they could support the battalion as a general support asset in whatever capacity the battalion requires of us.
The Marines aren't the only ones using Exercise Koolendong to improve their capabilities. These Australian artillerymen are also using the presence of allies as a competitive edge.
We get people out here, it takes the boredom out of an exercise, right? If we're just punching bombs into dirt, it's like, but if we know that there's actually somebody on the ground who's seeing the effect, it actually gives us, a bit of motivation.
Australian soldiers and Marines are no stranger to working with each other.
The work ethic between the Marine Corps and the Australian Army is very, very similar. A lot of other forces don't have the same mentality, but to be able to easily relate to another force as the Marines is great.
It's also great to see the explosive results of your hard work.
Number one, Bob!
Pulling a string on a cannon might seem like a quick and straightforward job, but the risks and target points are well established by others in a different location before that ever happens.
So this morning for our role, myself and the battery commander, we actually sat up here and called in that fire mission. So we'd observe the rounds falling, adjust the guns as appropriate in order to gain the correction of the moment and have that applied so the guns are falling more accurately throughout the day.
Roger that.
The interoperability between Australians and the Marines is actually quite good, and it's just enhanced capability tenfold. This is what I signed up for, and to come out here, have the amount of bombs that we have, be able to work with the fine gentlemen of the Marine Corps is just excellent.
Operating in unknown territories may not always require the loud presence or imposing size of a cannon. In fact, according to Marine Scout Sniper Sergeant Christopher Bristol, it's better if no one ever knows you were there at all.
This new environment has definitely given us a lot to consider with how we plan our missions, how we execute our missions. It's so dense that elevation is no longer as much of an advantageous position as it is in California. We've had to get closer to the objective, kind of on ground level, and implement a lot of stalking to get close to the objective areas and get good reconnaissance and surveillance on it.
As a sniper, firing a shot is only the tip of the iceberg. From stalking to gathering intelligence for the chain of command, snipers are expected to do more with less. Although some of the shooters here have not gone to an official sniper school yet, they are still held to the same standard.
With regards to precision marksmanship, mission planning, stalking, concealment, everything that is expected of a scout sniper team, those gentlemen, though they may not be school-trained scout snipers, are expected to perform.
Send it. Shot.
Canadian service members share the same enthusiasm about working shoulder to shoulder.
So this is a good way for the Canadians to come out here and make sure that we're singing the same music as the Marines or the Australians or the British or Germans, which are other JTACs that have been floating around out here in Australia. A JTAC's primary job is to make sure that both the aircraft are safe from indirect fires and surface fires, and also to make sure that the aircraft sees the proper target and that the friendlies on the ground are safe and the aircraft doesn't mistake between target and friendly.
It's not outside the realm of possibility. We find ourselves up in a foreign country actually doing our job instead of just doing a range for it. We work with those friendly forces, and knowing that we've worked with them in the past and we have that trust and confidence in their ability to do their job, and they have the same trust and confidence in our ability to do our job, I think that can move towards overall mission accomplishment for both forces combined.
Everyone here understands the lessons learned today may be used on the battlefield of tomorrow.
At the end of the day, our big piece is integration of the all-arms battle, because it's actually a very real possibility that we could link in with another Marine battalion at some other point and be their JTAC and actually work in that piece. So we're going to take all the lessons we learned here and then take it back to our brigade, and hopefully we can continue this type of training.
For this exercise, we've done a lot of things extremely well. Bringing together coalition forces and the entire MAGTF to this extremely remote and austere portion of Australia to conduct this exercise has gone seamlessly. This is that opportunity to bring everyone together in a live fire environment and train and practice those really high-end skills in this difficult terrain.
Despite the language barrier between Marines and the French New Caledonian soldiers, everyone here knows how to speak the common language of rifle.
Et de retirer ton cul. Et alors, tu descends comme ça. Ça aide beaucoup.
Together as a whole, I think it was a very good experience for us, but we still need to work together again and again to work better with a squad. This is the first time I worked with a foreign country, especially the Marines, and I'm very happy for that. I learned another way to work, to combat. Marines gave us some advice regarding their experience. I hope to keep a lot of good things from this exercise.
After the more seasoned service members share some tips from personal experience, the simulated assault on the enemy continues. Exercises like Koolendong provide the most realistic training for service members before a real threat occurs in the Pacific region.
It's a good opportunity for us. As a French soldier, we don't always work with foreign country soldiers, and it was really good to be a part of this exercise.
When partner nations work together for any mission, securing objectives on the ground is critical. But when things get intense, it helps having a little backup in the sky. Once these Marines are finished loading these rockets onto this helicopter, they'll be taking the fight from the ground to the air.
It's given us a different environment to fly out of, different environmentals to deal with every day when we fly our missions. It also gives us the ability to work with different forces and realize kind of how to bridge the gap in between the two of us, or the three of us, or the four of us, depends on how many we're working with, and kind of how to find a common ground and meet in the middle in order to achieve the mission.
The sound of a Huey coming in can be a Marine's best friend or an enemy's worst nightmare. Either way, exercises like Koolendong prepare these Marines for any situation.
We provide close air support for the ground troops. We also go out there and we provide assault support missions. We insert Marines into austere zones, tight zones that are difficult to get to by car or road. We also extract them out of these zones.
Working with more of our allied partners helps deal with the unpredictable nature of the Pacific region.
The more the merrier. Right now we have 2 coalition partners participating in this exercise on the ground. We have up to 10 participating in the air, and we look forward to expanding the scope of this operation in the future to incorporate even more participants.
That concludes Exercise Koolendong 2016 and this edition of Pacific Magazine. From all of us at AFN Pacific, thanks for watching.